we're going to be configuring fiber channel port channels on Fabric A, but using separate links in Fabric B. So in this case, I'm going to configure my vSANs. And usually, vSANs will be different between two fabrics, where VLANs are always the same globally because I need to do my failover. In this case, my Fabric A and Fabric B will probably be separated. So in this case, I'm going to say vSAN 123. That's only going to live on Fabric A. I do not care about Fabric B right now. Again, because of that separation. I could have vSAN 123 on A and vSAN 123 on B, where I'm using totally different physical networks, so they have nothing in common. So they have no relationship to each other. But usually I will use different vSAN numbers on different fabrics, just to keep things clear, to keep things separated. So same here, I'm going to configure vSAN 123 on Fabric A. I'm going to give it vSAN ID 123. Now it's going to ask me, what is the FCOE VLAN that you want to use here? The FCOE VLAN is only used internally in UCS 2.0. So again, my virtual fiber channel links run as already told here in the vEthernet part. They run between the server, so between the adapter in the server and the Fabric interconnect. So the FCOE traffic runs between the Fabric interconnect across the Fabric extender towards the Menlo card. So that FCOE VLAN number is only significant between these three devices. I do not care about what kinds of uplinks I use or what kind of VLANs I use in my uplink. This is only going to be locally significant in the UCS system itself. So I configure, let's use a high number here because I do not want to overlap with VLANs. Can I do that actually? I usually can't, no. You cannot use overlap VLANs, of course. VLANs IDs need to be unique in the system. So it's usually best practice to keep these high numbers. So vSAN 123, I created two vSANs in Fabric A. So I'm going to use vSAN 124 as well. 124, 124. All right, same for B. There they are called vSAN 321 on Fabric B, 321, 321, and 322. All right, so we created those vSANs. If we check the vSANs here, we only see the ones that we created locally. So 123, 124, 321, and 322, for some reason, I created that globally. So I'm going to delete it back again. All right. Now I created it on B as well. So on Fabric A, I'm going to use an FC port channel. I'm going to call it port channel 124, or the number is going to be 124. I cannot use the same port channel number for my LAN and my SAN uplink. So if I would configure port channel 123 again, and I'm going to say, put these in there, I will get a warning. Why am I getting a warning? Well, I am configuring a port channel number on the same switch, so Fabric Interconnect A, where I already used port channel number 123. I cannot reuse that in the SAN port channel. So port channels are shared. So it's either an Ethernet port channel or a fiber channel port channel. But in this case, I cannot use that overlapping. They are technically port channels, so I need to use different numbers when using Ethernet and fiber channel port channels. So change the number, 124. Place your ports in there, and I created the fiber channel port channel. enable it. And what I select here in this drop down box is going to be what's called the port vSAN. The port vSAN is used for communicating the trunking capabilities of the port. And I'm going to exchange the allowed vSAN list, of course. So I'm going to exchange some things like in a native VLAN. You can compare that with it. So I need to have a port vSAN. So I cannot create a vSAN allowed list. So all the vSANs that I create are automatically allowed. But in this case, I select the port vSAN here. And of course, I need to enable the other side as well before they will come online. Now, by default, Fibre channel uplink trunking, so Fibre channel trunking, is by default disabled. And like I said before, I was not sure if it's per link or per fabric, but per fabric interconnect, I can enable uplink trunking for Fibre channel or not. So either all my uplinks run in trunking mode or none of them run in trunking mode. But that's per fabric interconnect. And that's what I enable here. Enable FC uplink trunking. Now I will start supporting vSAN trunking. So for Fabric B, I do not need to change a lot. I select the vSAN, I enable the interface, and that's it. So I allow my vSANs automatically as soon as I enable FC uplink trunking. And then I'm going to allow all the vSANs in that specific fabric. Now pin groups are exactly the same as for the LAN parts, but now I'm configuring them for VHBAs instead of VNICs. So if I create a VHBA, I can assign a pin group as well and select a specific uplink. So in this case, I can say link 1. So now I will start creating those. And I'm going to say, all right, it's Fabric B. For Fabric A, it's easy. Because for Fabric A, I always use the port channel, which I just created. But for Fabric B, I have two options. For Fabric B, I have the physical interfaces. So either interface 2 or interface 3. So on Fabric B, I will have a choice. Alright, so I was creating a next pin group. So I created one SAN group, and now I'm going to create the next one. So again, for Fabric A, I'm going to select the same port channel to pin it to. But for Fabric B, I'm now going to say, no, you do not pin to that link 1. I'm going to pin it now to the other link, so link 3. And I created a SAN group. Alright, that's done. Policy that I have here are very limited, so I'm only going to enable here the VHBA templates. That's where I want to focus on. And again, the settings that I use here are a lot different, are a lot less than I have the options in the Ethernet port, in the Ethernet VNICs. So in this case, I'm going to call it VHBA test. And I'm going to say, is it going to be Fabric A or Fabric B? Fibre channel, I of course do not have any failover. I do not want to have traffic running between two different fabrics. So in this case, I'm going to have Fabric A and Fabric B. Like I said, I only allow a single vSAN. By the way, if I select Fabric B, I of course will see different vSAN numbers here. I can only select what's possible. It's a very useful GUI. This is actually a Cisco GUI that I really, really like, compared to all the others actually. So I can only select a single vSAN. So if I want to give a server access to multiple vSANs, I first of all need to have a Palo card, because the Menlo card does not support it. I can only have one VHBA on Fabric A, one VHBA on Fabric B. But the Palo card supports the creation of multiple VHBAs. So if I want to support the allowing of storage resources in multiple vSANs to a single blade server, I need a Palo card. So I select a single vSAN, and I select, let's say, the MAC address used for Fibre channel, which is a WW port name, worldwide port name. Don't care about that. I can set QoS policies for VHBAs, but I do not see a reason for using that. There's a very limited use for this, because by default, the FCOE traffic is running a data center bridging between the FI and the blade server, and data center bridging automatically detects that fiber channel over Ethernet traffic needs to go into CAST 3. So there's no reason, no matter what people will tell you, you do not need to configure an FC QoS policy for your VHBAs. It will be done and detected automatically. Because VHBAs will always transport FCOE traffic. So there's really no point in making an FC QoS policy by setting this traffic goes into the FCQ. It's always going to be in the FCQ. So no need to do that. And here I can set my LAN ping group. So in this case, my first VHBA is going to go to link 1. On Fabric A, I'm always going to select the port channel no matter what happens. But if I select Fabric B here, that's going to change. So now, if I select link 1, the Fabric B traffic will really select that other link compared to in this SAN ping group. And I'm okay. And that's what I can configure for the SAN part.